What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Spark Ignited. I'm your host, Danielle Nicole, and I'm so excited you guys decided to join me today. Today's episode is a little bit different as I have gone through one hell of a journey in my life. And one of the things I'm very intentional about on my podcast is keeping it light, keeping it positive, keeping it cute, keeping it fun, right? Listen, I love doing that because Lord knows the world right now, we need a place to go to make us smile, to make us laugh, to help us feel the joy that radiates on the inside. But it is really important to me, and I will be doing a disservice to myself and my listeners to not go there in a way that one challenges me to be more open and to be more transparent, but to give this side of myself to the people that have come to follow my journey and know that it has not been an easy road. It has had several bumps in the road. I have definitely treated myself in a way I'm not proud of in the past, but I have grown so much to become the woman that I am today, and I'm still not even her. But where I am now, I'm so proud of it, and I want to honor myself, because if I could talk to my younger self, I will have so much to say to her, and not everything would be easy. However, she deserves to hear a few different things. Because back in the day, she did not know her worth. She stayed too long in places and spaces that she outgrew. She played it small. She shrank herself. She did all that she could to fit the mold, to fit in, to be less than what God called her to be. And today I want to honor her because she has grown out of her shell. She now knows her purpose, and she walked beside God every single day as best as she can. She's super intentional about her life, and I wrote 4 letters to myself that I want to read to you guys because they're very important to me, and it's a huge part of my life, to be honest with you, but it's also a chapter that's closed as I'm becoming this version that God has me becoming. I just want to honor that girl that I used to be. So sit back and relax, and I'll dive in. Welcome to A Spark Ignited. I'm your host, Danielle Nicole Ramsey, here to help you light up your life with inspiration, real talk, and a whole lot of fun. It's time to ignite the spark within you and dive into the stories and wisdom that'll keep you moving forward. Let's make some magic happen. Okay, so we're going to read the first letter together. All right, you guys, let me just say this, give a disclaimer. I am not one to cry on camera. It's just not something I ever want to do. I know it's a human emotion. We all do it, right? Of course, but some things I like to keep to myself. However, these letters are very emotional. So if I get a little choked up, just extend some grace my way. Because I am exposing myself in the most vulnerable way I've ever had for everyone to pick apart however they want to. However, I look at the bigger picture of it all, and instead of me looking at it as, I guess, exposing myself, this is me helping someone else come out of their shell and be vulnerable and transparent on their journey. So without further ado, letter number 1. Okay. Letter number 1 is to the men I chose in the past. Dear you, I chose you when I didn't know what choosing myself looked like. I mistook your emotional distance as a challenge to prove my worth. I confused your inconsistency with mystery. I clung to every breadcrumb, every moment of softness, hoping it will return into a meal that will finally feed the hunger I had inside. For validation, for love, for safety. I made you the prize. I gave you the softest parts of me, while ignoring the fact that you couldn't meet me at the level I was ready to love at. I accepted gaslighting, silent treatments, and emotional manipulation, and I called it love. I let red flags become decor. I stayed in relationships that drained me, believing that if I tried harder, I could fix it. I could fix you. But now I know I wasn't broken. I was just afraid of being alone with the parts of me that felt unworthy. You were a reflection of where I was in my healing. I chose you because I hadn't found the courage to choose peace over chaos. softness over struggle, or truth over potential. I didn't know love could be quiet and steady. I didn't believe I deserved without conditions. But I see clearly now. You were a mirror. And while I don't hate you, I would never let you near me again. I've outgrown the version of me that tolerated your kind of love. I deserve presence, effort, consistency. I deserve to feel safe while being fully seen. And you were never capable of giving me that. So thank you for teaching me what I never want again. Reading that letter strikes a chord because, to be completely honest, I was never modeled a great example of what love should be. Growing up, there was a ton of chaos in the home. I had a stepdad that wasn't the nicest. I had a dad that was very distant. And I always tried to fill the void of the male presence that a girl should have in her life with a relationship or needing someone to love me, to make me feel validated and whole. And while it may have started off great, or maybe I was love bombed because it wasn't a term back then, I would give my love so freely to people that didn't deserve the love that I have to give. The love that I have is so pure and innocent and beautiful and just wants to help you become your best you while you help me become my best me, because I really do believe in a helpmate and partnership and friendship and love. But what I seemed to get in the past was people who preyed on someone like me, who was very vulnerable, very naive, very gullible. And it was very hard to realize that. It's so important to love yourself first. No matter if you grew up in a home with two parents that loved you, you still have to know what it's like to love yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to go searching for it in places that will not serve you to your highest self. It will have you broken. It will have you feeling more insecure than you ever were. And it'll have you shrinking in spaces that you shouldn't be shrinking in. You'll be trying to win over someone's love by over-loving, over-understanding, over-giving, over everything, right? That's not love. It's not. It's chaos. It's manipulation. It's hurtful, you know? And the people that I chose back in the day, yeah, I learned a lot. And I believe some of them knew what they were doing. Some of them probably didn't. They were probably hurt themselves. Not everybody was horrible. I've had some great people, you know, people that turn into really great friends. But I want to say, when you choose to partner your life with someone, make sure you fully love yourself. And don't get me wrong, there are some people out there who are really good at fooling the crap out of you. Like, their representation and who they pretend to be can go on for years, but at some point the other shoe will drop and who they really are will come to surface. Take your time with people. Take your time really getting to know the ins and outs of someone. Because it really does benefit you in the long run to do so before you just allow anybody in your life, because they may be everything that you want on paper, but where's the emotional depth, you know? Or are they really present? Do they really see you? Do they really feel you? Are they in tune with you? All those things matter, okay? And if you have the chance to mend any broken relationships, such as a fatherless relationship growing up, if you're able to do that, I highly advise to do so. No matter how old you are, it's never too late. Seek therapy for help in this area as well. As much as I used to think that I could figure it all out myself, I don't need anybody to help me. I don't need anybody to try to fix me. I was wrong. I needed help. I did. But yeah, so it hurts to read this, even though I'm in a place of healing and have healed from this type of thing. You know, I just hate that I put myself through so much pain in the past. But with God on my side and me being completely honest with myself with where I am and where I want to be in my life, I hope and pray that I never have to experience this again. Okay, so we are moving on to letter number 2, and this is to the friends I chose in the past. Dear friends, I let so many of you sit at my table when you secretly hoped I starve. You called it love, but it was competition. You called it support, but it was convenience. You only showed up when you needed something or when I was smaller than you. You disappeared when I succeeded, grew quiet when I glowed, and clapped the loudest when I was down bad. Still, I called you friend. Because I didn't want to be too much. I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I thought shrinking made me easier to keep around. I ignored the red flags, the shady comments, the passive aggression, the constant one-sidedness, because being alone felt scarier than being tolerated. I thought sisterhood meant struggle, that riding for people who wouldn't walk for me was a badge of honor. I thought my loyalty would eventually be enough to earn theirs. But I've learned loyalty without reciprocity is just self-abandonment in disguise. And I abandoned myself a lot for people who wouldn't have done the same for me. Now I move differently. I don't explain my boundaries anymore. I don't fight to prove my value. I don't confuse history with harmony. I choose peace. I choose friendships rooted in joy, honesty, and accountability. I choose rooms where I shine and still be loved, where I'm not too loud, too soft, too successful, too anything. I choose people who feel like home, not performance. And for the ones I outgrew, there is no hate, just distance and a deeper respect for the woman I'm becoming. Okay, so friends are a beautiful addition to our lives, right? Friends make your life easier. They are a representation of who you feel as a person. They love you. They support you. They hold you accountable in love and grace. They celebrate your successes genuinely. And there is just an easiness about friendship that's meant to be. And when I was younger, all the way up into my full adult life, honey, I kept people around that should, this was a common denominator, right? Just keeping people around that don't deserve to probably even be my friend, okay? I used to feel like a placeholder, like kind of friend, like, oh, I'll call this friend, because my other friends are busy. So, I'll just see what you're up to. And I was just fine with it, even though they never said that. You could feel it. You feel these type of things, but I just, they included me. So I'm just going to let it happen. Let me tell you something today. Anybody can go. That is my motto. Anybody can go. I don't care how long the friendship has been. I don't care who you used to be in my life. I don't care what we used to have. If it is not a healthy relationship, I do not want it from anybody, because I deserve better. I give better, and it has to be a reciprocal relationship in order for me to call you friend. I know the difference, guys. So if you're watching this and you feel like you're one of those people that's in that letter that I just read, you can leave. I promise you can. Because you're only doing yourself a disservice and you look silly for staying around. However, I probably shouldn't keep you around anyways, right? I want to feel like in my life that I got rid of all the people that I once felt that way towards, okay? I don't know everything, I just do the best I can when it comes to all these revelations I've been given. But for some reason, if I overstep, if I overmiss somebody, and you feel like you fall in that category, then you should probably go. But to the people that are in my life who are genuinely just supportive and loving and fun and celebrate my successes and honestly want to see me win, thank you so much for coming into my life. I have prayed for friendships like this. I've wanted this type of sisterhood my entire life. I'm so happy to have friends and sisters that I know I don't have to question at all. It's been a long time coming because it was not always this way. I used to have some characters, okay? And maybe back in the day I don't feel like I was a bad friend. I can't even sit here and say that I don't. If I ever was a bad friend, I'm sorry. It was never intentional, because one of the things that I love is friendship. I love friendship. I love celebrating my friends. I love being with my friends. Especially back in the day when we didn't really have lives like that. We weren't parents. We used to go to Walmart together. Just anything just to be together, okay? But I cherish my people today. I know we are all busy and we got so much going on. So when we can get together and kiki and laugh and catch up, I honor you. I value you. I will never take you for granted. And to the ones that just came along just for whatever reason, I'm so happy you're gone. I'm so happy you're out of my life, and I wish you well. This next letter is letter number 3 to the version of me who did not know her worth. Dear me, I want to start by saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry for every time I doubted you, silenced you, or made you believe you had to work for love. I'm sorry for the times I talked to you like you were the problem, when all you really needed was protection, softness, and care. You didn't know your worth because no one ever showed you what it looked like. You were surviving, adapting, and performing. You gave pieces of yourself away just to be seen, only to realize you were still invisible. You kept trying to earn what should have been given freely. I watched you stay in places that drained you, in relationships that made you question your beauty, your voice, your value. You settled for almost, for kind of, for crumbs, because part of you believed that was the best you could get. But you were always more than enough. You were never too sensitive. You were intuitive, never too emotional. You were in tune, never too much. They weren't equipped to handle your depth. Forgive you for not knowing better, for letting fear lead, for mistaking survival for success. Because even then, in your lowest moments, you were still trying, still showing up, still holding on a shred of hope that things could get better. And guess what? They did. You made it and we made it. You are no longer her, but she's the reason you're standing now. So thank her. Hug her. Let her rest. Self-worth is a wild concept. It's one of those things that you hear so much, right? Know your self-worth. You're worth more than this and all these different things, right? But it's true. Because what you feel you're worth, you'll always tolerate. And we already kind of spoke on the things that I've tolerated because I didn't know my worth fully. And I'm still learning my worth today. It's not 100% there, but it is way past where I used to be. It's at a place right now where I'll choose to honor myself, even if I love the crap out of you. If I feel that you're trying to do me wrong in any way, shape, or form, it's over. I'm done. Even if it hurts my heart to walk away. Because I know with me choosing myself, I'm choosing the best path for me in this moment, in this season, and for the best reason. Knowing your worth has so much value. It comes with so much peace. It comes with a bit of turmoil because there's conflict of choosing what you want for yourself and what you need. That can be a conflict sometimes, but always choose what you need, even if you gotta hurt a little bit to fully understand it. That's like, I'll give you a little example. Like, say you're on like a diet and you want a piece of cake so bad, but this diet is the number one thing right now. And this cake will set you back, right? What's more important? What you want, what you need. Your health is the most important. That probably wasn't like the emotional example that I would love to give. It's just the one that I think of at the top of my head because I'm a fitness queen by heart. But I'm so happy that I'm at a place right now in my life where I know my worth and I stand in it and I believe in it. I believe in me. I believe in the gifts God gave me to bless others. And it really is all I think about today. It's just, how can I help someone else? How can I be better than I was yesterday? It really is at the forefront. And it feels really good to be in this place. I worked really, really hard to be here. Whew, it is a lot of inner work that you have to do to get to this place of just standing in your worth and owning it, to your fullest capability. Even when people may question it, it does not matter. You know it, and you knowing it is more than enough. Okay, so the last letter I'm going to read, letter number 4, is to the woman I am now and the one I'm becoming. And excuse the noise in the background. Someone is obviously building a house or something. Okay. Dear me, this is what healing looks like. Not perfection, not clarity every day, but peace, stillness, boundaries that don't come with guilt, joy that's not borrowed from someone else, a soft confidence that says, I don't have to prove anything anymore. You're not who you used to be, and thank God. You are wiser, softer, more grounded. You walk away faster. You speak up sooner. You listen to your intuition now, and you honor what your body tells you. You've learned that success isn't about titles or followers. It's about integrity, fulfillment, doing what makes your soul feel alive even when no one's watching. You're not waiting to be chosen. You are the choice. You're not afraid to be alone. I'm not. Your value is your solitude. You are not desperate to be seen by anyone. You've seen yourself. And that alone makes you unstoppable. There is still work to do. Still dreams you're chasing. So many. Still days that feel heavy. But this time you are rooted. You are clear. You are held. And the woman you're becoming, she's not afraid to take up space. To speak her truth, to walk in the room knowing she belongs there. She's not perfect, but she is powerful. She is you, and you are enough, always. The way I show up for myself today still leaves me speechless because, to be honest with you, I never thought that I would get to this point to where I would choose myself over my feelings or what I feel like I want. I'm trusting that whatever leaves my life or whatever God rejects is just the path that I'm supposed to be on. I look at every rejection as redirection. I look at people leaving my life as an answered prayer. And I pay attention to the signs that God gives me along this journey, along this path, to stay on the right path. It's not easy. And just because I got to this place doesn't make it easy to deal with. But it's bearable. And I know that I'll get through it because I've been through so many storms and so many hurtful things that the things that I'm going through now has helped equip me to help leave a certain situation that I shouldn't be in, or not look at a failure as me failing, but as a lesson learned, or every rejection, like I said, as redirection to something better. I really do look at things that way now, and it has been a game changer for myself, for my life, how I show up, how I speak to myself, and how I show up in my faith. I really do walk by faith today because what you guys see today, you have no idea what's going on the background. None whatsoever. But what I do know that I'm doing, I'm showing up in my calling the way that I'm supposed to, even if it's embarrassing or very vulnerable or super transparent in a way that I wouldn't choose to be. But I want to honor myself. I want to honor God. I want to honor this path. I want to honor this journey. I want to honor my purpose to the fullest capability that I can. Not in my own strength, but in the strength of the Lord, because Lord knows I would not choose to put this out. Not because I'm afraid of what people say or someone judging me or anything. I try to protect myself, my heart, the softest parts of me today from people trying to attack it or anything like that. But this is to bless someone. And I hope me being this transparent has blessed you in one way or another. Whatever that is for you, I pray that you sow a seed into someone else so that it can bless another person. The ripple effect is how we are able to bless one another. Thank you guys so much for listening to the most vulnerable parts of me today, the softest parts of my heart. This meant a lot for me to free myself from. And this meant a lot to me to inspire in a way that's not so pretty, perky, positive, whatever you want to call it. Because sometimes we can be inspired by someone's truth and vulnerability. And I want to be one of those people because I'm called to be one of those people. And I did get choked up. I didn't think that I would, but I did. I'm not going to cut it out. I'm going to keep it in. That's what keeps this human, right? This is what makes me human. I am not perfect. I do my best, but my best, I guess, sometimes comes with some tears or two. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, you can get me every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts, and every Wednesday for the visual on YouTube. All right, you guys, have the best week ever. Peace. Thank you for tuning into A Spark Ignited. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs inspiration. Remember, the spark you need is already within you. Keep fanning the flame. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.